Somewhere between your 62nd and 63rd birthday, an invisible shift occurs. Getting up from your favorite chair suddenly requires a deep breath. Walking down the driveway to grab the mail feels like a different task than it did just 2 summers ago. Most people, and even most doctors, simply chalk this up to getting older. They tell you to slow down, to adjust, to accept the decline. But here is the shocking truth that is being kept from tens of millions of American seniors. That crushing fatigue and physical weakness isn't a symptom of your age. It is a direct side effect of the very medications you take every single morning to protect your health. You're taking a pill you trust prescribed by a doctor you respect, but it may be performing a type of biological sabotage inside your cells. There are 3 specific categories of medication behind this silent epidemic. The first 2 are common heart and blood pressure drugs, but the third is a medication millions of seniors swallow daily, and almost nobody suspects it's the reason their legs feel like lead. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which pills are the culprits, the mechanics of how they are draining your vitality, and the precise script of words to say at your next appointment to demand a real answer, not a dismissal. My name is Dr. Cartier Cohen. I specialize in cardiovascular health and the science of aging. In my years of clinical practice, I have seen a haunting pattern. The medications doing the most quiet damage are often the ones with the most familiar names sitting on your nightstand. Let's start with the first category, statins. If you are over 60 and have a history of high cholesterol or heart concerns, you are likely on 1, atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, or simvastatin. They are hailed as the gold standard for preventing strokes and heart attacks, and for many, that protection is vital. But there is a hidden tax that comes with these drugs that your doctor likely mentioned only in passing, if at all. Statins don't just block cholesterol. They accidentally block a critical internal pathway that produces coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10. Think of CoQ10 as the high-octane fuel your muscle cells, including your heart, need to generate energy. When you choke off that fuel supply, your muscles begin to wither. In the medical world, we call this statin-induced myopathy. In your world, it feels like heavy thighs, unexplained soreness, and a sudden reluctance to climb the bleachers at your grandkid's baseball game. I remember a patient of mine, Franklin, a 71-year-old retired electrician. He went from spending his Saturdays in the yard to needing a nap after walking from the couch to the kitchen. His previous doctor told him he was just slowing down. I, Dr. Cartier Cohen, ran a simple blood test for muscle damage called creatine kinase. His levels were 4 times higher than they should have been. He wasn't old. His medication was eating his muscles. Statins aren't the enemy, but the dose might be. If your legs feel hollow or heavy, you need to say these exact words to your doctor. I'm experiencing significant muscle weakness in my legs. Can we check my creatine kinase levels and discuss if my statin is the cause? But here is the catch. Statins aren't the medication sending the most seniors to the emergency room. That title belongs to the next category, and the side effect has a name that sounds technical but feels like a nightmare. Before I reveal it, if you've noticed your energy levels dipping lately, hit that subscribe button. Next week, I, Dr. Cartier Cohen, am revealing the one blood test that predicts physical decline 10 years before it happens, a test your doctor probably isn't ordering. The second category is blood pressure medications, specifically when the treatment becomes too aggressive. We are told to get those numbers down at all costs. But for an aging body, low can be just as dangerous as high. When your medication pushes your pressure down further and faster than your system can handle, it triggers orthostatic hypotension. This is that split-second gray out or rush of dizziness you feel the moment you stand up. In a 30-year-old, the blood vessels snap to attention and keep blood in the brain. After 60, that snap is more like a slow stretch. If your medication is too strong, you become vertical. Your brain starves for oxygen for 3 seconds, and you wobble. This isn't a minor dizzy spell. It is the leading cause of hip fractures and falls that end a senior's independence forever. I worked with a woman named Margaret who had started holding onto walls just to navigate her living room. Her numbers looked perfect to her doctor, but her brain was starving every time she stood up. Dr. Cartier-Cohen, adjusted her dosage, and 3 weeks later, she was walking to her mailbox without touching a single piece of furniture. You don't have to live in fear of falling. Tell your doctor, I feel weak and dizzy the moment I stand up. Can we check my pressure while I'm vertical and see if my dose is too aggressive? Now, we reach the third medication, the most surprising one on the list. It has nothing to do with your heart, yet it is quietly draining the very nutrients that keep your muscles and mind sharp. I'm talking about proton pump inhibitors, or PPIs, heartburn pills like Prilosec or Nexium. Most people take these for a minor annoyance, like reflux. But your stomach acid isn't just an irritant. It is the chemical key that unlocks magnesium, calcium, and vitamin B12 from your food. When you suppress that acid for years, you enter a state of chronic nutrient bankruptcy. What does a magnesium and B12 deficiency look like after 60? It looks like a mental fog that won't lift, nighttime leg cramps that keep you awake, and a kind of neurological exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. Because PPIs are often prescribed once and never revisited. Seniors stay on them for decades while their bone density vanishes and their nervous system withers. I remember Dolores, 73, who felt permanently exhausted. She had seen 3 specialists, but none of them ran a B12 or magnesium panel. Dr. Cartier-Cohen, found her levels were in the basement. We stepped her down from the PPI, fixed her diet, and she told me she finally felt like a person again. Here is my 30-day challenge for you. Starting today, I want you to keep a vitality log. Every morning, write 2 sentences about how you feel. Are your legs heavy? Did you feel dizzy at breakfast? Is your energy gone by noon? This log turns a vague feeling into hard evidence. When you walk into that doctor's office in 30 days, don't just say, I'm tired. Hand them your log and say, I, Dr. Cartier-Cohen, have been tracking my symptoms, and I believe my medications are contributing to this. I want to look at my CoQ10, B12, and magnesium levels today. Those words change the dynamic. You are no longer just a patient waiting for a decline. You are an advocate for your own longevity. If this information opened your eyes, hit that like button and share this with one person you care about. You might just be the reason they get their energy back. I am Dr. Cartier-Cohen. Take care of your body, and I'll see you in the next video.